Welcome to our exploration of the economics of trade and labor. In this video, we'll unravel how trade between nations and the dynamics of labor markets are deeply interconnected. From the flow of goods and services to the movement of workers, these forces shape economies and impact everyday lives. We'll start by laying out the basic concepts of trade and labor, then move into how they influence each other, and finally, discuss the real-world implications for workers, businesses, and policymakers. Get ready to see how global exchanges and local jobs are more connected than you might think. Trade refers to the exchange of goods and services between people or countries. It allows nations to specialize in what they do best and obtain other products more efficiently. By trading, countries can access resources they lack and sell their surplus to others. This process not only boosts economic growth but also creates new opportunities for businesses and workers. Understanding trade is essential for grasping how economies interact and why global markets matter to everyone, from large corporations to individual workers. Labor markets are where workers find jobs and employers find employees. These markets determine wages, working conditions, and employment levels. The supply of workers and the demand for their skills shape the labor market, influencing everything from job availability to income distribution. Labor markets are influenced by education, technology, and government policies, making them complex and ever-changing. By understanding how labor markets function, we can better appreciate the challenges and opportunities faced by workers in a global economy. Comparative advantage is a key concept in trade economics. It means that countries or individuals should produce goods or services they can make most efficiently, even if they are not the best at everything. By focusing on their strengths and trading for other needs, everyone benefits. This principle explains why nations import and export different products and why trade can increase overall wealth. Understanding comparative advantage helps us see the logic behind international trade and its impact on labor demand. Trade can create new jobs in industries that export goods and services, while also leading to job losses in sectors that face foreign competition. For example, when a country exports more cars, auto workers may see more opportunities. However, if cheaper clothing is imported, local textile workers might face layoffs. The overall effect depends on how easily workers can switch jobs and how quickly the economy adapts. Trade reshapes the job market, making some skills more valuable and others less in demand. Global trade increases competition, which can affect wages. When companies compete with foreign firms, they may need to lower costs, sometimes putting pressure on wages. In industries exposed to international competition, workers might see slower wage growth or even wage declines. On the other hand, workers in export-oriented sectors may benefit from higher pay. The impact of trade on wages is complex and depends on the industry, worker skills, and the ability to adapt to new opportunities. As trade grows, the demand for certain skills changes. High-tech and specialized jobs often see increased demand, while routine or low-skilled jobs may face more competition from abroad. Workers with education and training in growing industries can benefit, while others may need to adapt or retrain. This shift in skill demand highlights the importance of education and lifelong learning in a rapidly changing global economy. Labor mobility refers to how easily workers can move between jobs, industries, or locations. High labor mobility helps economies adjust to changes from trade, as workers can shift to growing sectors. However, barriers like lack of training, relocation costs, or family ties can make it hard for some workers to move. Policies that support retraining and relocation can help workers adapt to the changing demands of the global economy. Trade agreements are deals between countries that set the rules for exchanging goods and services. These agreements can lower tariffs, reduce barriers, and open new markets for businesses and workers. While trade agreements can boost economic growth, they also require careful negotiation to protect local industries and workers. Understanding how these agreements work helps explain why some sectors thrive while others face challenges. Tariffs are taxes on imported goods used to protect local industries from foreign competition. While tariffs can save jobs in certain sectors, they often raise prices for consumers and can lead to trade disputes. Protectionism or policies that restrict trade can slow economic growth and limit opportunities for workers. Balancing protection and openness is a key challenge for policymakers. Globalization connects economies, making it easier for goods, services, and people to move across borders. This process has lifted millions out of poverty and created new opportunities, but it has also led to job losses in some industries. The impact of globalization on labor markets depends on how countries manage change and support workers in transition. Understanding globalization helps explain the big shifts in today's job market. Technology and automation are transforming the labor market, often in tandem with trade. Machines and software can replace routine jobs while creating new roles that require advanced skills. The combination of trade and technology means workers must adapt faster than ever. Those who can learn new skills and embrace change are more likely to thrive in the modern economy. Trade and labor market changes can widen the gap between high and low-income workers. Those with in-demand skills often see their wages rise, while others may struggle with stagnant or falling incomes. Addressing income inequality requires policies that support education, training, and fair wages, ensuring that the benefits of trade are widely shared. Education is a powerful tool for helping workers adapt to changes in trade and labor markets. By gaining new skills and knowledge, workers can move into growing industries and take advantage of new opportunities. Lifelong learning and training programs are essential for building a resilient workforce in a global economy. Labor unions play a key role in protecting workers' rights and negotiating better wages and conditions. In a global economy, unions can help workers adjust to changes from trade by advocating for retraining, job security, and fair treatment. Strong labor organizations can ensure that the benefits of trade are more evenly distributed. Governments can shape the impact of trade and labor market changes through policies on education, training, and social safety nets. By investing in people and supporting those affected by trade, policymakers can help workers transition to new opportunities and reduce the negative effects of economic change. North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, is a well-known example of how trade agreements affect labor markets. NAFTA increased trade between the US, Canada, and Mexico, creating jobs in some sectors while leading to losses in others. The agreement sparked debates about the balance between economic growth and protecting workers, highlighting the complexity of trade policy. Trade and labor market changes create both winners and losers. Export-oriented industries and skilled workers often benefit, while others may face job losses or wage pressure. Understanding who gains and who loses is essential for designing policies that help everyone share in the benefits of economic growth. Adjusting to changes from trade can be costly for workers and communities. Job losses, retraining, and relocation all require time and resources. Support programs such as unemployment benefits and retraining grants can help ease the transition and ensure that workers are not left behind. Trade can boost productivity by encouraging innovation and competition. When businesses compete globally, they must find ways to work smarter and more efficiently. This drive for productivity can lead to higher wages and better products, benefiting both workers and consumers. Trade deficit occurs when a country imports more than it exports, while a surplus is the opposite. These imbalances can affect currency values, jobs, and economic growth. While deficits are often seen as negative, they can also reflect strong consumer demand and investment. Understanding trade balances helps explain the broader effects of international trade. Foreign direct investment, FDI, occurs when companies invest in businesses or assets in another country. FDI can create jobs, transfer technology, and boost economic growth. However, it can also lead to concerns about foreign control and the impact on local workers. Balancing the benefits and risks of FDI is an important part of trade and labor policy. Migration increases the supply of labor, affecting wages and job opportunities. Immigrants can fill labor shortages and bring new skills, but they can also increase competition for some jobs. The impact of migration depends on the skills of migrants and the needs of the economy, making it a complex issue for policymakers. Small businesses can benefit from trade by accessing new markets and customers. However, they may also face challenges from larger foreign competitors. Support for small businesses, such as export assistance and training, can help them succeed in the global marketplace. Trade offers developing countries opportunities for growth, job creation, and poverty reduction. By exporting goods and attracting investment, these countries can improve living standards. However, they may also face challenges such as unstable markets and competition from richer nations. Effective policies can help developing countries make the most of trade. Trade shocks are sudden changes in trade patterns such as new tariffs or global crises. These shocks can disrupt industries and labor markets, causing job losses or rapid changes in demand. Quick and flexible responses from businesses and governments are essential to manage these shocks and protect workers. Trade and labor markets also affect the environment. Increased production and transportation can lead to pollution and resource depletion. Sustainable trade policies and green jobs can help balance economic growth with environmental protection, ensuring a better future for all. The future of work will be shaped by trade, technology, and changing labor markets. New industries and job types will emerge, requiring workers to adapt and learn new skills. Flexibility, creativity, and lifelong learning will be essential for success in the evolving global economy. To ensure that trade and labor markets benefit everyone, policymakers should focus on education, retraining, and support for affected workers. Balancing openness with protection, investing in people, and promoting fair competition can help create a more inclusive and resilient economy. Conclusion: the economics of trade and labor are deeply intertwined, shaping the opportunities and challenges faced by workers and businesses worldwide. By understanding these connections and supporting adaptation, we can build a stronger, more inclusive global economy. The future will depend on our ability to learn, innovate, and work together across borders.